welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney Morgan. The case that I have for you today is about a woman named Lindsay Haugen and a man named Robbie Mass. The story is about a couple that were traveling the country in Lindsay's van, and they only knew each other for 26 days before it turned deadly. Now, Lindsay grew up in Portland, Oregon, and by the age of 15, she started smoking a lot of Mary Jane. Then she started to upgrade to meth, and by the age of 16, she was addicted to meth and heroin. She started living on the streets of Portland, and at the age of 17, Lindsay took a pregnancy test because she was getting some feelings. She actually found out that she was 3 months pregnant, and by the age of 18, she had her child, and she moved back in with her family. She got clean. She was trying to do everything the right way. And so when she turned 18, she enlisted in the National Guard. Her mother ended up taking care of her child while she was deployed and doing all of that. She had a few different relationships while she was in the National Guard, but she got into this extremely abusive relationship with this man, and the guy that she got into the relationship with, he was like extremely insecure. He didn't like her career choice because he claimed that she was around very attractive men all the time. So he drank a lot, and he started to get really abusive. Like, one night he chewed up a bunch of food and he like spit it in her face, and he would hit her and sexually assault her. One night it got so bad, this guy got belligerently drunk, and he actually ended up grabbing her wrist and bending it backwards. He broke her hand, and then he turned her around, put her in a chokehold, took her to the bathroom, made her look in the mirror, and pretty much tried to choke her to death, telling her that she was going to watch as he killed her. While in this chokehold, she did black out, but somehow she was able to get away from him. The police did get involved, and he was arrested for this assault on Lindsay. But after that, she started drinking a lot because of her depression of what happened. She did end up leaving the National Guard shortly after this. On August 20th, 2015, Lindsay went to a house party, and at this house party she met a man named Robbie. And Robbie was like this super carefree guy. He liked to travel. He lived this like drifter lifestyle. She says that they had an instant connection. When Robbie was growing up, he lived in Clearwater, Florida with his mom and his stepdad. But at the age of 18, he left Clearwater because he just wanted to travel. He wanted to be on the road to wherever life took him. But while he was living on the road, he actually started drinking a lot in a very unhealthy way. He didn't really speak to his mom and stepdad too much, but 6 years after he moved out, he ended up checking himself into rehab for alcohol problems. So with Robbie being like this super intriguing traveling guy, she decided that she was going to go on the road with him. She had a vehicle, he didn't, so she kind of like wanted to travel the world with Robbie. They hit the road together, and she claims that she thought and expected Robbie to be super mentally and physically abusive because her exes were. They treated her like shit, and she thought that Robbie was going to be the same way. So she was extremely surprised when she found out he was not like that. So they had this great connection. She felt so in love because she had never been with a man who was kind, carefree, and loving before. But Lindsay claims that on September 14th, 2015, Robbie started talking about how he didn't want to live anymore. And she claims that he was like doing super weird hand gestures, like throughout the day he would put his hands up like he was putting a gun to his head and pulling the trigger, and talking about how he just wanted to die. And she claims this confused her, but she tried to talk him out of it, tried to say, no, life's worth living, whatever. That's what she claims. She said that she knew of a way that she could do it, that he just wouldn't feel any pain. He'd just go to sleep and not wake up. But there was some kind of situation where she was like, oh, I don't want to do it, and he wanted her to do it, and they ended up going to sleep. She says that she woke up the next day on September 15th and she was really relieved that nothing had happened. But Lindsay claims that that next day when they woke up on the 15th that Robbie kept saying like, oh, I knew you wouldn't do that for me. I should have never asked you to do that for me. Lindsay said that she felt like she had failed him because she didn't kill him the night before. So they started drinking wine while they were in a Walmart parking lot. She says that they were having so much fun, they were connecting, they were just having an overall good time. But in the middle of that, she says that Robbie started doing the motioning with the gun fingers like he wanted to shoot himself. And then he kept declaring like, I shouldn't have asked you to do that last night. I knew you wouldn't do it for me. Lindsay said that with him saying and doing all of this, that she finally asked him, like, is that what you really want? Is this really what you want me to do? You really want me to kill you? And she claims that he said yes. So Lindsay climbed on the center console of the vehicle they were in, and she says that she put him in a rear naked chokehold. She claims that as she was choking him that he started to shake and then he passed out. But she says that he would come to, and she claims that she was super emotional as well. And she would ask him like, is this really what you want me to do? And he'd say yes. So she would continue to choke him. She says that she choked him until he completely stopped moving. Lindsay says that after she realized that he was either unconscious or dead, whatever, that she started driving the car. And when she started driving the car out of the Walmart parking lot, she like crossed traffic in like a super panicky way, and she realized that she didn't know where to go. So she says that she kept saying like, Robbie, where do I go? Robbie, where do I go? But you killed him. So she says that she pulled into another parking lot and she started performing CPR on him. And as she has him sprawled out across the front seat, she's performing CPR and trying to bring him back just so she can figure out where to go, that she had a knock on the window, and she looked over and it was a police officer. And when she rolled down the window and the police officer asked what was going on, she states that she said, I killed him, please help me bring him back. So in that parking lot, it was declared that Robbie was no longer alive. They couldn't bring him back. He had been gone for too long. So they took Lindsay back to the police station, and interrogations are out there. They are on video. You can probably look them up. She was explaining to the police officers and investigators that he was asking for it. He kept asking her to kill him. But the police didn't believe it. They completely thought all this was a lie because they had never heard anything like this before. And while they were talking to Lindsay, she kept saying that she would put her hand over his mouth and then remove it to ask him if that's really what he wanted her to do. She claimed that he kept saying yes. But police were immediately poking holes in Lindsay's story, because if you have rendered somebody unconscious, you can't ask them anything. I mean, you can. They're not going to respond. If they're unconscious, they're unconscious. So immediately they didn't believe her. None of this was adding up. And when the police asked her, like, what were you going to do after you killed him? She pretty much said that she was just going to find an empty area of the desert, dump him off, and then go home and act like it never happened. She said that in her interview. So this cop continues to ask her questions, and eventually she came out with the fact that she used to be abused. She claims that what her ex did to her, with rendering her unconscious by putting her in a chokehold, she kind of just wanted to do it to somebody else. She said to the police officer that she just wanted to know what it felt like to kill somebody with her bare hands. And the cop about shit himself when she said this, because there was his opening. He saw it. She twisted it by saying that she actually just wanted to know what it felt like to kill somebody with her bare hands. So it threw off the whole claim that she did this because Robbie asked her to. She now said she wanted to do it. It had been done to her, so she wanted to do it to somebody else. But she would claim she wanted to do it to somebody else because it had been done to her, but she didn't want to do it to somebody as nice and sweet as Robbie. And then she says to the police officer she saw her opportunity and took it. So she just collapsed her whole Robbie wanted me to do this thing by saying she wanted to do this thing. But Robbie's friends back home actually got a hold of police, and they were telling police about Robbie wanting to get back with his ex-girlfriend Kate. They had been together for years, and they thought that this whole fling with Lindsay was just a fling. The friends claim that they believed Robbie was just trying to use Lindsay to get a ride back to visit with his ex-girlfriend Kate so they could get back together. Robbie apparently told Lindsay, and Lindsay claims that she knew about Kate and that they would often argue about the whole Kate situation. And Robbie's friends think that Lindsay just got super jealous and that's why she wanted to kill him. Lindsay did plead guilty to killing Robbie intentionally. She did claim that he asked her to do it. Nobody believes that. She was sentenced to 60 years in prison. But here's a crazy twist in the situation. Robbie's mom and stepdad, they actually ministered for people in prisons for like the past 14 years. And when they got the call that Robbie had been murdered by a woman, they actually reached out to each other, and Robbie's parents completely forgave Lindsay for killing their son, and they started video chatting and got this like super awesome bond with each other. Robbie's parents claim that she needed forgiveness. She felt guilty for what she had done. They love Lindsay. They've forgiven her for everything that she's done. They're super close. They regularly go see her and chat with her over video chat. They sing in a band together. They're super close. The rest of Robbie's family do not like this. They don't like the whole relationship that they've built with Lindsay. Lindsay will actually be up for parole in the year 2030, and Robbie's parents claim that they are going to be a positive character witness for her parole because they believe that she has changed. I find this absolutely bonkers. I'm kind of on the same side as Robbie's friends. I think that they had a good connection in Lindsay's eyes, but I think that Robbie probably was using Lindsay to get back with his ex Kate, and I don't think that Lindsay liked this. She even admitted to not liking it. So I think that she murdered him on purpose, and she's earned the forgiveness of so many people, and she's got good character witnesses now, so I guess she's winning. She claims she wanted to kill somebody with her bare hands. It just doesn't make any sense. I think that she is a cold-hearted killer. Let me know what you think about this case in the comments. Let me know if you think that Lindsay did it because Robbie asked her to, or if she was just a jealous girlfriend who wanted to stop this relationship that Robbie wanted with Kate. Thank you guys so much for coming in and listening to this story. Know that I upload every Sunday. I am also a small business owner. I make handcrafted custom jewelry. I make little soy wax melts, multiple different scents. My link will be down below for my shop. Go ahead and go check it out. Right now I'm offering 15% off to anybody who watches this video with the code YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you come back next Sunday for another case that I have for you.